All right, look, I know I'm late to the party. I know I'm late to this event. You know, no one likes the guy that shows up late, doesn't bring any food for the Super Bowl party. But but I've recently learned about the news with FaZe and how they cut above 50% of their clan in order to keep it alive. Now, there are a few things that are pretty interesting with this, and you can see it all over their Twitter. You can see it all over Twitter in general, or X, as you know, the younger folk call it nowadays. I'm still going to call it Twitter. But I grew up with FaZe Clan. I was a Call of Duty and Halo kid when I was growing up, and a little bit of Destiny here and there, you know, 1,000 hours on D1 on the Xbox 360, but we don't talk about that anymore. We don't talk about that game. I was a Call of Duty kid. I loved hopping on my Xbox 360 over there, playing some Call of Duty Ghost, Black Ops 2, hitting some trick shots. You know how it is. I didn't hit, but FaZe Clan was massive. It was what every child wanted. Every child who played video games, it's what they dreamed of. A bunch of best friends for life, doing a YouTuber household, all recording content, just hitting trick shots, playing video games all day, eating food, all of this amazing stuff. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind that right now. I wouldn't mind me and the Voices just buying a house over on a lake and just chilling out, playing some Brawlhalla, some Rocket League, some Rainbow Six, all these games. They're great games, great opportunities, but I can't have that right now because I'm a college student. But that's a story that I've already covered. So what happened with FaZe is that there was a purge almost. FaZe Banks said he got the passcode, which essentially means he got the code to the business of FaZe itself, and he cut most of its members in an attempt to decorporatize it. He tried to remove the corporation part of it, which good spirits, there's some cuts I don't personally agree with, but again, I don't really want to dig too deep into this video. I just want to talk about it, and even if you don't care, I'm dragging you into the sunlight with this one. But FaZe Banks kept most of the members. Now, if you don't know who FaZe Banks is an OG. He's an original gangster. He is one of the head honchos of FaZe, and he did cut most of FaZe Clan, as I said earlier, which I do. Most of the cuts I agree with. They're nobodies who are just paid to be there. Nothing really special. And then, of course, as I said a few seconds ago, there were some cuts I didn't personally agree with, but again, I'm not going to go into that right now. But what FaZe Banks did, which I do absolutely agree with, is that he kept a list. He kept like a few select people. I think it was 14 people he kept, and I'll put the names up right here. But essentially, he kept my favorite FaZe member, FaZe Jev, which is the GOAT of FaZe, I believe. FaZe Jev is one of the most popular FaZe members. He's definitely up there. He's like top 5, maybe even top 3, and he's my personal favorite. I've been watching Jev for years, ever since the the napkin incident with the flashbangs and I don't even remember his name. Requise, that's it, Requise. Back in the days of old Call of Duty, old buzzcut Jev, out of pocket, just completely random stuff coming from his mouth, but great guy, still a great guy. He does a bunch of content. Go check him out. He has like 5.4 million subscribers. One of my biggest inspirations. But all right, I'm gonna stop the glazing for now. FaZe Banks kept Jev, and in Jev's video about FaZe Clan, which I feel as if he was obligated to make as a not really prominent but massive part of FaZe, he said that in FaZe he wasn't really connected with anyone. He was just to himself. He had a small select group of friends which he preferred, and he just went about his day, and FaZe kept him. And I feel like FaZe needs Jev. I feel like Jev is one of those people that's keeping FaZe alive right now, because oh boy, recently, FaZe has been, I don't know what was going on with my accent there. FaZe has been making some interesting choices, or FaZe Banks. Again, the head honcho of FaZe, or one of the OGs of FaZe, who he's calling the shots right now. And there's some pretty interesting shots, if I might say so myself. So if you'll remember closely, if you'll take the little key in the back of your head and rewind it a little bit to go back to the first few minutes of this video, I mentioned that FaZe Banks did this. He cut over half the roster of FaZe in order to decorporatize it. He wanted to shut down the more business, more corporate side of it, of FaZe, and he wanted to bring it back to its roots. He wanted to bring it back to what it originally was. It was this, group of friends who just played games, pushed out content, all this stuff. As of right now, as of May 4th, FaZe Banks announced 4 new members. FaZe Clan announced 4 new members. Let me read them off here. Lacey himself, Jason the Ween, Silky Season, and Plaque Boy Max. Now, I know who all these people are. I'm familiar with their content. I'm familiar with them as a person. I don't know them in real life, thankfully, but it strikes me weird. It's very strange, because compared to most of who FaZe Banks or FaZe Clan cut from the clan itself, these people are nobodies. They're relative. I'm a nobody, right? These people, compared to most of the people that FaZe got rid of, are new, very new, and they weren't around when FaZe was what it was supposed to be, I guess. I mean, neither were the people who were cut, but that's not my point here. It's like when you're dating someone and they break up with you because they say, oh, I need to focus on myself, you know, I like my grades are dropping, I do that, and then like the day after you see them with a different person. That's exactly what this is here, because I can assure you there's just money involved with this. What is Black Boy Max going to do? Who is this guy? And I know who he is. He's a pretty cool dude, pretty chill dude, but you know, in retrospect, this is just a weird move from FaZe, I think. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen let me see here. Let me pull up his name again. I haven't seen Jason the Ween here hit a 360 trick shot off of high rise. I've never seen it before. But I mean, maybe he has, right? Maybe he has. Maybe he is the GOAT. Maybe he is the greatest of all time. Maybe he's the GOAT. Maybe. But I won't really believe it until I see it. And with me growing up with FaZe, I used to watch all their videos. I used to subscribe to all their channels. I used to, you know, like all the stuff. Yeah, FaZe, TSM, all the gamer houses. They played a really big part in who I am today growing up, with all my, you know, video game addictions, not addictions, sorry, my hobbies, my video game hobbies that I've spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours into. My hobbies, yeah, they're hobbies. It really sucks to see what's going on with these things, because TSM is just gone. I haven't heard anything from TSM in a while. Myth is just off the grid, essentially. He's streaming to no one. He's streaming to literal ghosts. He's streaming to Jinxie's Viewbots at this point. And Daequan, I don't even know what happened to Daequan. I miss him. I don't even know what happened to him. He just came back for like a month, like last year or 2 years ago. He's just gone. Like, are you serious? And then it's not only a bunch of YouTubers and content creators from these different content gaming houses that are just falling off the face of the earth. People like Corey Kenshin. Where is he? I mean, I know if he wanted to just like, you know, secretly retire, you know, like go under the water like James Bond in that one scene in the submarine, he could have done that. He could have. And he has the amount of money and the amount of fame to do so. He can come back whenever he wants, but it kind of makes me upset. And I don't mean to get emotional. I don't mean to start crying. I don't mean to, you know, to be not masculine here, but it makes me upset, and I kind of miss them, because nothing beats the feeling of coming home from a 7th grade class day of just like 8 hours of just straight hammering useless knowledge into my brain that I'll never ever remember for the rest of my life, sitting over there in this exact room on a little bungee chair, sitting way too close, 6 inches away from the TV, booting up Call of Duty Ghosts and watching Daequan. Nothing will ever beat that. Nothing. And just so you know, if any one of these members wants to come back, I welcome their return with open arms. Okay, I'm gonna go like this, right? I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, you can start posting videos whenever you want. Take your time, but don't actually take your time. I wanna see some content, boys. Come on, let's go. But yeah, all in all, I don't really agree with what FaZe is doing here. They kind of went decorporate, ultra corporate here. They cut a bunch of random names. They added a few more. Like it's interesting, right? But I'm done with my app session. Stay safe.